Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? Welcome to my channel, The Ivy's Grove, and I'm Kelly. And I've been toying with this idea of for an episode of my channel. And I watched Leanne's Witchy Room, and she talked about 3 things that she's not gonna buy anymore. And 3 of them I have. One of them happened to be my 6 herbs that I can't live without, and one is dragon's blood. And one thing she brought up is with dragon's blood, there's only a short amount of trees. And the other 2 she brought up was white sage and Palo Santo. And I like the fact that, yes, we all know about cultural appropriation, leave it alone, do everything else. But it's also because Palo Santo and white sage, and I've been kind of curious about dragon's blood as well. And Leanne said in a video that it's being, all 3 of these are being overharvested, and dragon's blood is the raisin from the tree is only like a couple hundred trees left. So when it comes to, I think I've said this I believe I said it in my last video, which was the 6 herbs that I can't live without, plus 6 more. With dragon's blood, I use it sparingly. Yes, it is very potent. You can use it to anything. But there's so many herbs out there. There's other ways of using other herbs for getting similar, not the same, similar to almost the same, depending on the herb, for what you're going for, and not using so much of dragon's blood. So I have, if you did not see my video of 6 herbs and 6 herbs I can't live without and 6 more, check it out. The other 2, this is where it gets interesting. I'm gonna go to this next one, is Palo Santo. I've been practicing for 29 years, and I got a thing of Panto Santo last year. I've used it twice. This is still I have left. Again, using it sparingly. There's other ones. It's like a sweet woodsy smell. So if you're into like woodsy, there's other types of woodsy smell, as well as similar properties as this. Okay, the next one. Okay. This is my story of during my almost 30 years of practicing white sage. Now, when I started on this, white sage was big, but it wasn't, I don't want to say big. Everybody knew what white sage was, but everybody knew, like, you use sage for cleansing as of one of 2 things. One, you want to get rid of, as well as green sage as well. You want to get rid of the stickiness of the energy, or you got a really bad, really bad energy. That's, this was the herb to go. But there was also there's other properties for white sage that I felt later on that could be used besides cleansing. For instance, my I did a Mercury retrograde oil blend that I bounced off from the Botanical Witch on YouTube, and I did my own thing. And I believe I used sage, white sage, but I only used just one leaf. That's all you need. Okay. Same thing when you're burning it. My first 7 years of my path, I didn't use sage. I didn't. I didn't need. I just didn't feel a urge or a connection or what have you. I'm like, walk by it. And it wasn't until we were stationed. We were stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, and I bought a small bag. There's one time I just needed a small bag. It was either when we got to shortly after we got to Washington, or it was right before we left, which means I might have gotten in Colorado before we left. And sorry, there was a bang in the background. And I used it a little bit to help cleanse my new place in Washington. In in Colorado, I used something else. I don't remember what it was. I think I used a little bit of dragon's blood, but I used again dragon's blood. Use a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. So I used a pinch of that, and I think I used something else. I don't remember what it was. In my new place in Colorado. And I had that small bag we were there for, was it 4 or 5 years? I think I had that bag for about 3 years till it was used up. I didn't buy it again until we got to Virginia. I think I used, it wasn't dragon's blood in my new place in Virginia. I think it was something else. It wasn't dragon's blood, it wasn't sage. I think it was like I think I had an incense stick that was like yellow sage incense stick. I think I used that for our new place. Lived there for a year, moved to another apartment, and then I used I think I used a little bit of dragon's blood. I was fine. I lived in the second apartment in Virginia for about 2.5 years. Went to a store, was getting a couple of things, and again, I'm trying to think. No, I ended up using the leftover. No, I did. I ended up coming across a small bag. I thought I ran out, but came across a small bag. I used it up, when I needed to, and then I was fine. The last year we were in Virginia, my husband asked me, what do you want for your birthday? So I'm like, okay, an oracle deck, blah blah blah. I didn't want a lot. And I'm like, just give me a small bag of sage. He went online. This was back in, it was my birthday of 2016. He got me a pretty decent sized bag that was it was like, this was back in 2016. This is still the leftover from the big bag. It was a decent sized bag. And the reason why I use it sparingly is I don't, it's like it's there in case I need it, but I don't use it as often as I saw a lot of people do. My husband's one of those people, I guess him and his best friend love the smell of this. I'm not quite a big fan of the smell. It's okay, but I'm not like, oh my god, I love it. No, no, no. Then, I find out that white sage and Palo Santo around mid 2019, was memes going around saying that they're being overharvested. I can't keep up because now, you know, especially California white sage, you know, due to the fact you have Hollywood, you have celebrities, you have them jumping on the bandwagon of sage being cleansing, not realizing what it really is for and other correspondence for it. So, what I'm going to do, I also was gifted, it's called Blue Sage, and I think I was gifted a book called Black Sage, which is sage and mugwort mix. I have it somewhere. Um, this is a little bit more pleasant next to green sage, but once the greens, I know once this is gone, once the black, the mugwort and the black sage is gone, and I think once this is gone, I really do not have a reason to have sage anymore, because it's really, in a nutshell, I don't need it. I don't need it in my practice. I don't need. We're pretty much settled. We're still loosely talking if we either want to stay in Virginia or going to the Midwest. But when the time, I'm thinking maybe in 3 years, we're probably going to make a final decision. But it's like I said, a small bag will last me 3 or 4 years. This is still the leftover back on my birthday back in 2016, 2015 or 2016. That's almost 10 years. So my message is be respectful, read up on the culture of the herb, be mindful, as in, not, yes, be mindful and don't buy it, but if you get gifted, what have you, use it sparingly. That's the other way of being mindful. Use certain things sparingly. Don't just burn it because you love the smell, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing really wrong with that. I love the smell of cinnamon. I love the smell of cloves. But it's like, you don't need to burn incense, like fresh herbs, every single day. The smell lingers for a couple of days. So unless, of course, you're working with a deity and one of your practices with that deity is every morning or every night you burn a certain mixture of herbs or what have you. That's between you and the deity that you're working with, or if there's a land spirit or something like that you're living on, and there's a certain smell they like, and you want to burn it. Yeah, I mean, pretty much in a nutshell, yes, I'm a white woman. I once my small bags were gone, I didn't miss it. And one of the reasons why I told my husband of a small bag was like, it was a year where it's like, I didn't need a lot, but he kept pushing me a little bit on the other hand. I'm like, you know what, just give me a small bag. I wasn't expecting him to give me this big bag like this big and that wide. So yeah, it was but the thing is that my husband loves the smell of this. And when he would say, oh, I love the smell, da 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 da, I love it, and I'm just like, And this was before, the cultural appropriation and everything else. I still felt like, okay, there's more to this than just the smell. So, yeah, so that's my little take on this. What I want to do is looking up correspondence for Dragon's Blood, Sage, and Palo Santo, and I actually want to do a video or 3 of replacements. Instead of burning sage for this, that, and this, use this, and this, and what have you. So I think that's going to be my next one I'm probably going to do it right around, I might do it sometime in November, because I think that's when things kind of, yeah, you have Thanksgiving, um, but really it's like, November's kind of, so that'll be a good couple of episodes. I don't know if it's gonna be a full episode or a couple of those episodes. I'm not sure yet, depending on what I'm writing and how I want to do it. So yeah, so look look for that in November, and so I'll be showing you um, what to use. I will bring up like the sage, what it's for, um, its properties, and you know, its element, its planetary, and its Sabbaths for each of these herbs. But then I'm gonna tell and the correspondence, and then I'm gonna go and tell you here's the replacements for this. So there you go. So yeah, that's my little take on. It's not a hot take. It's just a take um, of my path with you know white sage. Um, you know, Palo Santo. It's a beautiful smell. It's like a woodsy sweet smell. But again, it's another one that a little goes a long way. You don't need to burn like a bunch of them. You don't need to do that. Just a little bit goes a long way. So it's like these three. I think part of the reason why they're being endangered is because I think people are just burning it and burning it and burning it and burning it and burning it because it's their favorite smell, and that is such a disrespect on the spirit of the plant, the spirit of the herb, and where it's coming from. So there you go. So that's it for now. You will see me soon. I'll probably come back uh, with a possibly a slight redo of my altar. It's still in the same place for Harry. I'm thinking about just rearranging it for Samhain. That should be coming up anywhere between tomorrow. I think it's gonna be tomorrow for Friday. So yeah, everybody have a good evening. Dinner should be ready soon, another 5-10 minutes. So perfect timing. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.